Kia ora koutou, and welcome to Underwater Cities in about 3 minutes. It has a solo mode. It's a game for 1 to 4 players, playing time is long, and it's a pretty complex game. 71% of the Earth's surface is ocean, and it's 90% of the Earth's biosphere. Before we head to the Moon or Mars, perhaps we should consider exploring our own planet first, by building large, self-sustaining cities under the sea. Can you build the most comprehensive underwater complex? The game ends after 10 full rounds of play. The winner is the player with the most points at this time. Card management. You have to manage a hand of cards throughout the game. Worker placement. Each turn you will select one of the actions to take and gain its benefit. Victory points. Points come from many sources, including building cities with sets of supporting plants. Player turn. At the start of your turn, you discard down to 3 cards, and you will always have at least 3 cards at the start of your turn. Each turn, take one of your 3 markers and place it on a free action you want to take on the main board. You will also play a card to accompany that action. If the card matches the color of the action, you may use both effects. Otherwise, you just use the action and not the card. Cards come in 5 different types. Instant cards, which grant you an immediate power to use. Production cards, which produce resources in each of the production phases. Action cards, which you keep and can be activated when you take the action spot. Permanent cards, which grant you an ongoing bonus for the rest of the game. And scoring cards for the game's end. There are 5 resources in the game: money, kelp, plasteel, science, and biomatter. Each player has their personal board, which has a starting city on it and 3 metropolis tokens you can connect to during the game for bonuses. You will build cities and connect them to your network using tunnels, which can also be upgraded. You will also build supporting plants that will provide resources: green for kelp, yellow for money and biomatter, and grey for plasteel and science. For each city, if you have 1 plant, it will provide these resources. An upgraded plant, these resources, and if you have a pair of upgraded plants, these resources. You can only build on the dotted area here if a card specifically tells you that you can. But you can only build things if you take the appropriate actions and pay the resource costs. For example, this action allows a city build, this one allows 2 yellow plants to be built, and this one a tunnel. And this action allows you to spend up to 3 signs to upgrade 3 buildings. Actions with this symbol advance you on this track, granting a bonus as well as changing the turn order for next round. There are also special cards which can be purchased with money, which give powerful effects and in-game scoring. And you can always use this spot to discard a card and draw 2 more and get money. After 3 card plays, it is the end of the round, so reclaim all your workers. After turns 4, 7, and 10, you will produce your plants and production cards, and also each era of play uses its own card deck. Why would you like this game? There's a lot to explain about Underwater Cities, but the core of the game is this. You all have 30 actions throughout the whole game, and you must make the absolute best of them to win. You will not always have the perfect card and perfect free action to take each turn, so figuring out how to make the best of a bad situation is absolutely critical, and this is who the game is for. People who love engine building and maximizing actions, but who also thrive on having to adapt their plans on the fly. Plus, the game gives you an enormous sense of satisfaction when you build a huge sprawling underwater network. The best thing about this game is that you discard at the start of your turn. It speeds up the game and gives you the maximum time to consider your moves. More games should do this. However, you can tie yourself up in knots with this game trying to think of the best action. There is a lot happening and it can cause people to have analysis paralysis. It's also long and complex, so not for everyone. Definitely a heavy Euro game for people who like that sort of thing. For another tight action selection game, try Paladins of the West Kingdom. And for another game about card management and engine building, try Terraforming Mars. Underwater Cities, the best game I've played this year. If you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, subscribe to the channel, and come support us on Patreon.